I already know this, and you already know this too, but I'm just gonna tell you, you have to stop masturbating. You have to stop beating off, bro. And I'm telling you this as a friend, as somebody who wants to see you improve in life. You need to stop and be honest with yourself. If you really wanted to quit, could you? Most people can't, and they never do. It's a disease that's plagued mankind more than any other disease ever could. And let's face it, when you look at the average guy today, he's extremely disconnected from himself. He's addicted to junk food, vaping, those adult videos, alcohol, video games, and anything else to give him a little hit of dopamine, all to avoid the reality that he's not fulfilled in his life because he hasn't found a purpose for his existence. So I'm telling you again, you have to stop. To have the need to watch a man or multiple men having sex with a woman, you're essentially cucking yourself. That's exactly what it is. You're cucking yourself. You're pretending that you're the main player while you sit on the bench, while you sit on the sidelines. It's like going to a steakhouse and watching somebody else eat the steak. And I'm not coming at you from oh, I'm greater than you, I've never experienced that. Like, I've literally had to stop myself. About 2 years ago is when I fully stopped. And I haven't looked back since. And it started when I was in 6th grade. 6th grade. That's when I discovered those videos of naked women getting piped down. I'm not gonna say the word because I don't know if YouTube will censor it, but corn. Those videos that rhyme with corn. And that's when I discovered it. So yeah, man, 6th grade, I started getting aroused, I started watching those videos, and naturally I started masturbating because I thought, whoa, well, this is the best way to get the urge out. And you know, when you're young, your hormones begin to start raging, and I got into it, man. So of course, for a lot of us, when we learn to release, we never stop since we learned how. Meaning you've never let that energy cultivate and grow within you. So I just keep doing it. I would do it once, twice, even 3 times a day when I was young. And you know, as I got older, it waned down. But you know, in my later years, I didn't really have issues with women. Of course, I had my relationship issues, but that's not really the reason I did it. I think for me, it was more of a dopamine hit. I have an addictive personality, so when I get addicted to something, or when something gives me a dopamine hit, I just want to keep doing it. But afterwards, I get this feeling, and you've probably gotten it too, that feeling of disgust, where you just want to throw the phone out. And shoot, I mean, in that time, it was all desktops. We didn't have smartphones that popular at that time. But anyways, you just want to delete all the tabs. You want to act like you never did that. And it's really a shame tactic that your mind and your body is giving to you because you're doing something that's almost like cheating the process. It's cheating your evolution. And I want to explain that properly. You're literally signaling to your brain that you're getting sex, that you're getting abundance, when you're really not. All you're doing is getting pixels on a screen. So your mind can't really tell the difference between thought and reality. So all the feelings you have when doing that are mimicking what reality should look like, when the reality isn't that. So deep down, you inherently know that you're cheating yourself. And most don't realize this because it's been so normalized in today's society, but beating your meat is weird as fuck. Like, there's a reason you feel ashamed when somebody catches you. It's major cuckery. You're watching another man pipe down the woman you're aroused to from pixels on a screen. You're watching another man have fun, and you're just choking yourself like a deprived animal. Like, really think about that. You're getting pleasure watching a man get pleasure from a woman that you want. How does that sound now that I rephrase it like that? You're being a cuck, and you're wondering why things aren't working out for you, why you don't have energy, why you have no charisma. Your soul has been sucked from yourself. Like, the magnetism that you should be having as a man is drained from your eyes. People can just tell because you're looking like a zombie. And it's because you want that instant gratification, which is one of the worst things you could ever do. And when you start thinking about it like this, that's what's gonna make you want to stop, because that's what made me want to stop. And it's having that realization that I'm literally just watching somebody else doing something I want while I'm just being a fly on the wall, and they don't know I exist. The woman doesn't even know, will never know that I exist. I'm just throwing away my seed, my life force into the abyss. And that's what your sexual energy is. It's your life force. It's the most potent force on earth. It's your chi, it's your prana, it's your essence. And when you start seeing it from that angle, you'll want to stop. Like, man, there's even studies saying today that ED in young men is at an all-time high. Like, what? What? It's because the moment you got the chance to actually have sex, you're not able to get it up because your brain and your dopamine receptors have just been fried to shit. It just doesn't compare to that false woman you've been pair bonding with on the screen. Like, you're pair bonding with something that's not even real. And to add insult to injury, you do it in the name of health because you say it's good for your prostate. And if you really buy that shit, that's nonsense, bro. That's cope. Without self-control, you'll always have some type of instability in your life. And look, man, even if you're not good at relationships, right? Even if you're not good with women, Now's the opportunity to actually build yourself up, to carve yourself into a better version of yourself. And we already know when you start improving your skill set, your physique, your looks, your money, women are going to flock to you naturally because they see you're making progress, right? Money and women are actually similar in that regard. And it's not to insult women, that's just the nature of it. But they're very similar because the more you chase them, they both run away from you. And the more you ignore them, you don't chase them. You chase your purpose, you chase your mission, which is essentially what you need to be doing. They'll come to you. So you don't chase anything but purpose. And when you do that, everything else will attract to you. And see, that's where most men fall short that watch these types of videos, right? They don't have a mission, they don't have a purpose. They don't have real tangible goals to strive for. You have to find those things and actually fall in alignment with a higher purpose, a higher calling. Like when it's 6 o'clock, on most days, I'm up. I'm already getting to work. Whether I'm working on my 2 businesses, I'm on Instagram where a lot of you know me from, I'm managing my private community, I'm working out, I'm reading, I'm making videos for YouTube. Like, I don't have time to sit on my phone and watch some random girl get piped down by some random dude. I don't have time for that. I don't have an interest in that. And now when I am with one woman, I'm making sure I'm getting all my needs met. I value my time. There's a reciprocation. It's mutual in all forms. Like, if you need to masturbate and you're in a relationship, that's not the person for you. That person is not fulfilling your needs. And that could be emotionally, mentally, physically, but you're just channeling that lack of needs met into the wrong thing. And of course, you gotta find fulfillment within yourself first. Nobody can complete you. But you also need to be able to go out there and find somebody that complements that aspect of fulfillment and all those other aspects that you need. So as men, we have to be on a mission. We gotta be relentless. We gotta be ruthless with action. Every day, your day should be filled with things moving your life forward. Even if you go out, right? Be that guy that talks to women. When you're at Whole Foods, the farmer's market, Target, whatever, go approach women. You don't even have to find them attractive. Just practice being social. And when you do that, it just gets easier. You're not gonna see them as objects. And you're not gonna be putting them on a pedestal, because that's essentially what you did when you were watching all those videos all the time and masturbating. Like, it pollutes your mind and it conditions your perception of women and sex. It's mind control. That's exactly what it is. So as a man, you have to recognize that assertive drive within you. And I believe it's in every man. It's that natural instinct to go leave the tribe and procreate. And you know, obviously in this day and age, I hope we're more selective about the quality of women we're choosing, right? And it's also useful to learn how to distinguish that sexual energy. Like, don't think every time you get a hard on, you're meant to go hump some woman. It doesn't mean you go look out and hump for any girl that moves. Like, sexual discipline is extremely important. And it's also attractive to women, right? But that's not why you're doing it. This is about you. This is about your life. That sexual energy, when it's not used for sex or masturbating or any of that, is meant to be channeled into real goals. You're supposed to be using that creative life force into creating real things. So even if you suck with women right now, right? That's the time to keep working on yourself. Still interact with them, don't avoid them. And when that sexual energy does build up, learn to channel it towards self-improvement. Put it into the gym, go for a run, into your business, your goals. It's not only gonna help you towards accomplishing your dreams and your purpose, but it will literally attract the right woman for you. And if you do relapse, don't beat yourself up about it. You're trying to beat a habit that's been programmed into you since you were likely a child. Of course it's gonna be difficult, but it's just a matter of discipline and consistency and having the right mindset and framework around it. You know, there's a saying, you don't get rid of bad habits, you replace them. So you build a framework around doing things that better your growth instead, that push you into becoming the man you want to be. Like, you have to be the type of person that can have the things you desire. And you have to learn how to do the things that feed your soul over your senses. And that's what leads you into that place of discipline, into that calling of a higher purpose. You gotta understand that you don't get what you want, you get what you are. So when you watch those videos, you're affirming to your biology that you're incomplete, that you need something outside of yourself to feel whole. And when you hold that desire of pleasure, you frame yourself as a beggar to God, to the universe. See, the world is just a mirror that reflects what you are. And if the divine sees you as a beggar, as somebody that sees themselves as incomplete, it will never give you real applicable knowledge. You'll never get real abundance because you still see yourself as unworthy. You're still attached to the 5 senses and your lower animal nature. And that alone should shift your perspective on masturbating and watching those videos. It's cuckery. It's the virtual dopamine hits you get like playing a video game. You think you're improving your character, but you're just building up a virtual character. So why would you not want to translate that into real life and build yourself up instead? Like, if you're masturbating and you want a woman, why not just go get one in real life instead of being stuck under a screen all the damn time? And then you're scared to even talk to women, and you're wondering why, and it's because you see them as objects. You can't speak to them because that's all you think about when you're with them. You're only focused on how they look. And by the way, women can tell when that's all a man is focused on. So you can't even have a productive conversation with them or an intellectual conversation with them because you just keep saying stupid things that basically turn them off, and then wonder why you can't get women. It all stems back to masturbating and watching those videos. And that's why I'm telling you, you need to stop. Like, your seed is your masculine essence. If you want to be respected, start by respecting yourself. Start by respecting your essence. And watch how the more self-control you demonstrate, the more that others will begin to respect you in return. Like, it's all going to be reflected in how women and other men perceive you. There is nothing masculine about gratifying yourself to visuals of a woman getting pleased by another man. You have to find fulfillment within yourself and keeping your word to yourself, doing the difficult things that you know will increase your value as a human being. Like, I have no remote desire for ever going back to that. Like, literally none. So I have what I need, and you do too. So don't fall for the mind control. Don't fall for the garbage for your soul. It's straight up garbage for your soul. It's a weapon of mass destruction, like a rotten fruit meant to take advantage of your spirit. And the reason it's free is because you are the product. You pay with your soul. So you have to stop it, man. I hope this video helped. I know it wasn't exactly a technical video on how to stop, because I believe if you have the awareness and the framework that I've taught you, there should be no reason you can't stop like I did. So watch this video, watch it repeatedly if you have to, comment, like, subscribe, send it to a friend who you know needs it, but they don't want to tell anybody. And my whole goal on this platform, right, is to not just open up people's minds, but to really talk about the things that us as men don't really want to talk about in real life. So the things you don't want to say, I'm telling you, so you know about it. Like, that's what it's all about. I want to bring up awareness to it. I want to bring it up because I've gone through the stuff that I've talked about, and I know what the actions that are needed to do in order to progress in it. Like, it's not a step-by-step thing, but understanding the principles and philosophies of understanding why these things are good or bad. And that's what's allowed me to apply it into every other aspect of my life. So that's what I want to do with this channel. I want to help give the blueprint, the philosophies, the actual framework, and how to do these things so you're not relying on step 1, step 2, step 3. You're not a robot. You're a human being. So you need to have a shift in mindset, a shift in perspective, and have a framework in how to do these things. And that's why we have this channel. To talk about self-improvement, spirituality, the mindset around it, fitness, and more. Like, I like to keep everything multifaceted with topics because I'll never tell you there's only one path or there's only one way. There's multiple different paths. From diet, anything, there's many paths. And you just need a framework. It's really about carving your own path and not following any type of group or dogma and seeing what works best for you. So thanks for tapping in. Connect with me in the links below, and I hope to see you in the next one.